We were recently having a weekend day with our kids that was, shall we call it, challenging. For those of you who have kids or have spent much time around them, you can read into my attempts at diplomacy. And so my wife and I were a bit at wit's end about what was going on with the behaviors and asked our kids if they had any sense of it. And in a moment of reflection and sharing, they offered up that the weather was really weighing on their mood and that they hadn't been able to get outside as much as they were used to. It was just having a really big impact. And so not only were we grateful at the sharing and the honesty, but the reflection that they were offering really spoke to us because it's tied into a much larger theme and idea that I think many of us can relate to, which is based on the weather and based on how much time we're getting outside. It has a really big impact on our well-being and our moods and our psychologies. And as you can see from the backdrop to this video, even though we are well into April, here in Maine, the weathers have been wet and cold and gray, and some of that wetness even has led to snow, which is still lingering in the background. So my wife and I could really empathize and relate with what our kids were saying. And it turns out that the research backs up everything that they were speaking to, is that time out of doors has a huge impact on so many areas of us, be that physical, mental, emotional, relational, behavioral, etc. And there's a lot of compelling reasons for this as well. And so some of you might be interested in the research and the reasons why nature is so therapeutic and impactful. For others of you, the what and the why aren't as interesting for you because the how you feel with your time outside, that speaks volumes enough. You just know that you feel better, and that's good enough and fair enough. And for me, I'm interested in all of it. I find it fascinating to know what are the benefits of time outside, why are the reasons for that, as well as how do we apply and optimize that to our lives and our work to really get the most benefit that we can from what nature offers us. So for those of you who might be interested and find yourself nodding and agreeing with some of what I'm saying, then you might be interested in our upcoming training called Intro to Ecotherapy. And unlike our 7-module online program that we've offered many times in the past, this is going to be a real introductory program. It's only going to be 2 modules. And so it's just going to start to touch in on some of the important key components of ecotherapy, those that I've already mentioned, the research, the theory, and the reasons behind it. But just as importantly, we're going to be looking at how do we optimize our time outside, what are strategies and skills, practices, and practical applications that we can use to get the most from this time, be that for ourselves or for those who want to bring it into their work. And that's going to also be a continued theme of our ecotherapy trainings, is for those of you who want to offer and facilitate and share, create ecotherapy programs, we're committed to offering you the resources that you need to feel more confidence and comfort and empowerment in doing that. And so that is going to very much be part of our program, even though it's introductory, because our commitment is to keep it comprehensive and substantive so that it actually is tangible and useful for you and your lives. And so in that way, I hope you're interested. For those who want a little more of some of the practical details, it's going to be offered on 2 different Fridays, May 2nd and 9th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be eligible for CEUs from the University of Maine. For those who might be interested in the CEUs but can't necessarily participate live, don't worry about that, because we're going to be sharing all of the recordings and the slides and the resources for anyone who registers, and that will not only allow them to familiarize themselves with the materials, but they'll still be eligible for CEUs and moving forward with that. So if you have interest in registering or want to get some more information, you're welcome to check out our website. The one thing I want to highlight that won't be changing from all of our programs is a commitment that we want to make it interactive. So even though we hope to make this training comprehensive and provide you a lot of information, we also want to ensure that it's engaging and fun and that it's participatory so that you have opportunities for your own self-reflection, as well as conversing and connecting with other people from across the globe, and that there's time for questions and answers and talking about interests that you may have that I may not have brought up in the training. So again, I hope you'll check out our website or reach out to us if you have questions, and whether you are in weather that is snowy and cold and gray, or maybe spring is blooming for you. Either way, I hope you're finding ways to get outside and enjoy what nature has to offer. As always, be well. Nature knows the way.